24 Norman, they gave me the call today and said when Dave tore up the floor, it was all funked out. So I bleached and disinfected it and hammered out anything that was sticking up nail-wise. I vacuumed out that. By the way, there's obviously a slope in this floor, and that's why that when air return is rusted out, because all the water just runs right down there. Anyways, I had to go to Home Depot because the wrong flange was purchased. I had to get a longer one with a round gasket on it. So that's pressed and fitted, and I took out the old chunks of wood and made it uniform with a piece of wood that may had some glue on. Dave's obviously going to skin it, and the only thing I could do is that's the lowest point in the longest flange I could get. So that's seated as it stands right now. The toilet would mount, obviously it's above the rim. And when Dave puts the hardy board on it, it's going to be raised up, and that's where I got this spacer and then this metal flange. And I'll crank it down with some longer screws and that'll be fine. But yeah, he'll just have to cut a hole obviously right there, and then I'll marry it up and build it to proper level. I also bought, it was $6 for the kit, a new retainer clip for the inside of this cartridge. The water is on, but it still hasn't solved the problem totally. This has been replaced, what, 8 months ago, 6-8 months ago? The inlet's got to be scarred because the cartridge is good and the retainer clip's good now. So yeah, that's about it. When you turn it on, it wants to spit around the sides. When you shut it off, it's just a small trickle. But this is going to need a gasket in the back too because it's shot. And this plastic thing shot, but May said she's going to get some new fangled contraption that's going to involve the new hardware behind it, the T as well, so that'll solve that problem. So yeah, that's about it. So it's all cleaned up, and I got the fan blowing in here. I removed the door for Dave, vacuumed up the hall and all the funk, and that's about it. I'll if anybody has any questions, there's obviously the spacer, so when Dave puts down the board, we'll be fine. Like I said, I couldn't leave any more space underneath that thing. I had to level it out because that's the lowest seat for the flange and enough of the rubber boot to be good. I also caulked around the inlet. There's some beeswax around the inside of that as well, just to help out because it was obviously leaking and kind of funky. So we're good. And I just by using the drain here, you can see the water flowing freely. I hammered down it, not hammered, but I scraped around in there to see if the iron was compromised at all or had a hole, but it seems to be fine. So that's that.